Radhe Krishna, guys. I am Ruchi, representing HEN India. HEN stands for Her Entrepreneurial Network, a platform to bring Indian women entrepreneurs together to inspire, inform, and support each other to create successful businesses along with balanced lives. Today's session is very, very special because we are talking about community over competition. Community over competition, because we all believe and know and understand entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. We meet a lot of people, but not necessarily we are able to talk about our business problems usually. And being in this journey, running this platform, I've been looking at stories where people have collaborated and have benefited from those collaborations. We often think and believe and ask, can we actually collaborate with only friends and family, or can we actually collaborate with strangers also? Um, but found a story on hen, uh, four business women entrepreneurs from similar industry serving similar clients actually collaborated each other. They've been working together for almost 6 to 8 months now and have benefited from the same. So, with no further ado, let me first take you through and understand what is happening and what have these girls done together. Hmm? So, here it is. Application. So, ah, awesome. Happening over here. So much fun. Yeah. So, so let's meet wonderful girls, wonderful women in businesses and talk. So first, Shruti. Thank you for coming, Shruti.
Hi,
Hey, Radhe
thank you.
Krishna. Thank you. Her name is Srutiza and her brand name is called Risham Jewelry, right, Shruti? And I call her
Right.
Shruti. Next, we have with us Madhurima
Hi.
Bhattacharjee. Hey, Radhe Krishna Madhu.
Hi.
Madhu's brand's called MB, and she's into fashion. Fashion. She has a fashion label, so garments, right, Madhu?
Yes, I'm into women's apparel.
Women's
And the
apparel.
brand is called Madhurima Bhattacharjee.
Yes. Next, we have with us Sapna. Welcome, Sapna.
Hi,
Radhe Krishna. Hey.
hi everybody.
Hey, Sapna.
Thank you, Ruchi, for having us.
Thank you, Sapna, for coming over and sharing. So, Sapna is into skincare products, and her brand name is called
Yes,
Amber. Am I right, Sapna?
yes, it's Ember.
Yes. And last but not least, we have with us Chanchal. Hey, Chanchal.
Hi Ruchi, hi
Hey,
everyone.
Radhe Krishna. So,
Hello.
guys, Chanchal is an accessory designer. She does bags, jewelry, and notepads, and many things. Right, Chanchal?
Yep.
Super. Guys, thank you so much for coming over, giving us your 1 hour journey of collaboration. Before we discuss your journey of collaboration and what you do together, how about you tell us what you do and what kind of benefits have you benefited by coming together? Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Absolutely
shall
sure.
we start with Shruti?
Okay.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm Srutiza, and I'm the founder designer of a slow fashion jewelry brand called Risham, and based out of Bangalore. Let me just share the screen for you guys.
Sure. Yes, Shruti. Here it is.
Yeah. So my brand basically is about contemporary jewelry and creating jewelry which is based off an old art form called bead weaving, specifically bead weaving. I also do other kinds of jewelry, but this is more of our niche area. And why this? Because when I started off, I realized that we don't have multiple alternate types of jewelry. And this is an old art form which I thought it would be best to bring it out to people and see what it used to be earlier on, and making a more contemporary twist to the existing designs. Let's so I have benefited a lot from from the entire group in ways of how we support each other, including content like modeling for each other and wearing jewelry. They wearing our jewelry and putting up visuals, and also support in terms of shout outs and especially when you're having an event or something like that, and whenever you need information about certain things. So that ways it has been a great journey with the gang of girls, and I'm really happy to be with them.
Interesting. So what I'm understanding is, Shruti, you specialize in beaded jewelry, which is a very unique kind of jewelry. And how the gang helps you is by brainstorming together or probably shout out for your expos or clicking pictures for you. Am I right?
Exactly right.
Cool. All right. So let's bring the other gang member in. Madhu.
Hi, hi
Cool.
everybody. My name is Madhurima Bhattacharjee, and I own a brand of the same name, Madhurima Bhattacharjee. The brand is a sustainable clothing brand for women. Uh, I was featured as one of the top sustainable brand of the country by Femina in 2019, and it has been a wonderful journey so far. I'm a techie turned designer. I have worked in software for a while and then decided that coding was not the way forward, and hence I started the clothing label. So when I started, there were a few challenges that I faced as an entrepreneur. Legalities, how to go forward, whom to ask for help. So not only Hen has helped me a lot in this, to connect to more people, to share my troubles, to seek advice, but through Hen, through and I've also through other uh, networking events, I have met all these wonderful women, Chanchal, Srutiza, and Sapna, who are in a similar environment. We are all solo entrepreneurs, and as a result, we not only share a lot of challenges, but we also share a lot of opportunities. Hence, this led us to collaborate further. Let me share my screen and show you how we took this up. So when we got together, the idea was not per se to we didn't have an agenda. It was more organic. So since I own a clothing label which works with cottons and khadi, and these ladies actually believe in such clothing, it was a very organic way forward where each of them were liking what I do. As a result, when we did features together or collaborations together, uh, things were very seamless. We have done a couple of pop-ups together, one pop-up together. We have done content sharing. We have done stories, Instagram stories for each other. As a result, things have been done in such a natural way that everything has been pretty smooth so far, and we have not faced any challenges in collaborations together.
Nice. So, Madhu, what you're saying is that as an entrepreneur, as a fashion designer, when you started your business, you had multiple hiccups, and the gang, of course, along with other networking that you've done, has helped you overcome that.
Yes.
And because you guys connect with each other aesthetically and on some grounds, it's been easier to work with each other, right?
Yes.
Interesting. So let's have your other members come in and then we'll probably have a conversation. Yeah.
Yes.
So next we have with us Sapna. Tell us, Sapna, what do you do and how has the team helped you?
Hi, everyone. I run a skincare brand, a natural skincare brand called Embar. We grow our own herbs at our farm in Chittoor, and so that way we can control the quality of our products, and then we create them into usable products. Um, we started off first with just soaps, and then now we've moved on to hair care, and we do have serums and creams, etc. I started off as advertising professional. I was there in the industry for about 5 years, and then I wanted to do something on my own, and that's how Ember was born. When I started off, I hardly knew anything about entrepreneurship or anything. I was literally learning. So that's where I started looking out for people who are doing similar things, and I came across Hen, and I met a lot of the women here through Hen. I met Chanchal and Srutiza through Hen, and MB through Chanchal. And we all got together, and I realized that just having a conversation with them, it helped me learn a lot of things. A little, not just doubts, to how to handle few things. I learned that way. And let me also show you few pictures of how we collaborate. Um, this is just one of the ways, but yeah, that's um, these are some of our products,
Sapna,
and
your screen is not shared.
it's shared now. Now,
Yep.
do you see it?
Yep.
Um, these are some of our products, and
Mhm.
these three pictures are from one of the pop-ups we had done as a collective. Um, all the ladies were they picked up their favorite products and they posed for me, and these pictures I use in Instagram and various other places. This is one of the ways group helps me. Also, if I have any doubts or any information about taxes and blah blah blah, I just ask them, and they're always there to help. And that is why it is so great to be a part of this collective. Yeah.
Nice. So let's have the final, last but not the least. Let's have Chanchal in. Yes, Chanchal, tell us what you do and how has the team helped you?
Sure. Hi everyone. As you all know, my name is Chanchal Badsiwal, and I'm the founder of a sustainable fashion accessories label called Chanchal, bringing art to life. What we do is we make some amazing everyday fashion accessories like handbags, laptop bags, sunglass cases, and we also specialize in making a very heritage old brass jewelry form called dokra. So I'm going to quickly share my screen and show you some of the products so you get a better sense of what I'm talking about. Just give me a moment.
Sure.
Give me a heads up if you're able to see.
Yes, Chanchal.
Great. So yeah. So as you can see, we make amazing fashion accessories, and these are some of the products that we make. We have travel diaries, journals, laptop bags, sunglass cases. I've been doing it for a couple of years now. We majorly sell through our website called www.chanchal.co.in. We sell in India and outside of the country as well. Through our website, through Amazon Handmade and Etsy, and also through certain store collaborations that we have. And now coming to the collaboration that we all are doing together. So at the collective, we all are called Baksa the Collective,
Okay.
and these three women have always come together to help me in various forms and ways. One of the ways which I can share very easily is the visual content that we make together. So in the picture, you can see Sapna wearing a beautiful dokra neck piece, and you can also see Madhurima and Srutiza with handbags and clutches. So this is one of the ways how we had collaborated in our the last time. And so as I said, this is one of the ways, and there are multiple ways how we collaborate. It includes in our everyday challenges that we face. We have a WhatsApp group, and we are always chatting on that about everything that we do, including brainstorming on our strategies, including the legal hassle that we face, including GST, including CA and whatnot. So as we go on and discuss more, we'll come back to how and what we do.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you, each one of you, to tell us what you do and how you benefited in a very small, short way. However, now comes real business. Help us really understand
Mhm.
in small, small snippets how, basics of collaboration. Because as much as I know and have understood, correct me if I'm wrong, most of you met on Hen or other networking platforms. You by and large don't know each other personally, right? None of
Yes,
you know each other personally.
that's
No.
correct. Yes.
How long have you known each other?
So I met Chanchal. So this is when I was still working. So I started experimenting with the idea of launching my brand much earlier than I actually started. Um, and sometime in 2015, I think I met Chanchal. I met Srutiza and Sapna in May this year.
Okay.
Uh, and that's when we started thinking about maybe doing something bigger than an individual, as a group. How can we take progress as a group together? So that's when we started talking about things this year in May.
So I
Okay.
understand you and Chanchal met in 2015.
Yes,
Right.
Madhu, Shruti and Sapna met in May 2019. When
yes.
did Shruti and Sapna meet each other?
So,
So
I think that
I think
happened back
last
couple
year
of years
sometime.
before. No,
Yeah.
it was first in a hen meeting at, I guess, at Mateo Coffee. That's
Oh,
where I
okay.
met
Yes.
Shruti. Yes.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. I
Um,
remember about
And
that. Yes.
and Chanchal, I think I met I
and
think
I met,
2016.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Chanchal I met around 2016 for some event. So I
Okay.
went there more as a visitor rather than I think event something, basically some event that both of us met. And then we have met overall, in many hand meetings, multiple meetings actually.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I
Nice,
met
nice.
Chanchal first at Yogistan, I think, one of the first meetings of Hen I attended. And she was
Yeah.
my neighbor. And that's how we hit it off. We started talking and couldn't stop. And then I've
Uh-huh.
met her again and again in many other meetings. Madhu, I met through Chanchal. The
Right.
first time I met her was May this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that, we met multiple times.
Yeah, yeah. So
In
I'll just quickly connect the thread. So I remember I meeting Madhurima in one of the first exhibition that I was doing, and I just love what she does, and her passion is just it's so contagious, right? So I was always looking up to her, and over a period of time I met Sapna and Shrutita and many other women through a lot of networking event. Of course, Hen was one of the networking go-to networking group that I
Yeah.
go to all the
Thank
time.
you.
I remember meeting Sapna in one of the hen meetings again, and then I met Srutiza also again in hen after meeting in some other networking event. So I have been thinking about collaboration for many years, and it all started when I met so many women in one of the networking event, and I realized that we are meeting so many people, but it's very difficult to be connected to do something very tangible with all of them together. And hence, over a period of time, I spoke about collaboration with all these women separately. In fact, I have individually collaborated with each one of them. And then I realized that there is a power of collaboration. And I shared with them the idea of how we all can come together. And they liked the idea. They also spoke to each other. And I guess there was a very there was a spark the day we met. There was this positive energy that we all felt, and that need to come and connect and support each other was right there. And
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
need was so strong that it just we all got glued to the idea.
Yeah. So who got you guys together? All
Chanchal.
of you.
I believe it's
Oh,
Chanchal. She
It's
was the
Chanchal.
one who
Yes.
spoke to all of us
All of
separately and
us.
then got
Yeah.
Yeah,
together.
and,
Yeah.
and I also collaborated with each one of them individually.
Okay.
Sapna has done a photo shoot for me. She was my photographer for one of the photo shoots. In fact, she helped me to plan a lot of my photo shoots. Her aesthetics is just wonderful, so I always seek her help there. I had also done a live video session with Srutiza on the Fashion Revolution, anniversary this year. So that was another way of collaborating. We did a content together. We spoke about Fashion Revolution, and Madhurima and I, we collaborated last year. We did photo shoots. So we always do photo shoots. My intention was to bring our products together. So I proposed to Madhurima if she would like to use our handbag and accessories in her photo shoots, and she liked the idea. We kind of exchanged our products. I picked up some of her dresses, and she picked up couple of our bags, and we did our photo shoots. And so I realized that while I'm able to do this with individually with all of them. And the idea was to then, you know,
Why
combine
not
all
together?
the and make a slightly bigger group.
Yeah,
Interesting.
also I think it helps having a bigger group together so that you
Sapna?
can make use of each other's strengths and how we look at things and general support. And
Different
it might
ideas
sound
all.
very different ideas, though it sounds very theoretical and hypothetical in life. But then when you actually implement it, it's not that difficult. So yes.
Mm-hmm.
Our reach increases when we post cross post each other's content, or when, let's say, I tag somebody or somebody tags me. We are I, as an individual brand, am able to reach out to a newer audience, a greater audience. This not only helps in building a trust for an audience, for a new audience,
Sorry.
I meant, for the brand, but it has also led to increased exposure, increased sales. So it is not only a thing that helps the brand, it has also helped in the numbers. So it's beneficial both ways. In increasing the trust of the brand, also it helps in the numbers for the brand.
Correct.
It increases the trust and numbers of the brand. That's an interesting space. I'll come back to that. But before that, just quickly tell me, when did you all start your business? Which year did you start your business?
I started in October 2017.
17. Shruti?
So I registered my business this year, but then I was doing a lot of proof of concept trying because it's quite new, something very new and very unique. So I have been trying, selling in smaller amounts or conceptualizing the entire thing from a year or two after I quit my job. So
Which is
yes, so
which year?
which year?
Which
I
year is it?
registered it this year.
Yeah,
So
but you've been selling your
I,
jewelry since
yeah, I have been for around 1 or 2 years. Yeah, I quit my job and I started selling. Yes.
2017, 2018.
Yeah, 2017.
Okay, Sapna?
I've been trying out the market since 2017, but
17.
I registered my business this year.
Okay.
It's a legal entity now. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations,
you. Thank
Sapna
you.
and Shruti, to register your businesses. Chanchal?
Thank you.
Yeah, so I started, working with this concept in 2014. So that all the entire year went into a lot of research and traveling. In 2015, I started the pilot of this brand, and after checking it for a couple of years, in 2017 we finally registered as a business.
So, so what you guys are actually saying is all of you've been working on your businesses since 2017 by default,
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
More or less.
or more or less,
Yeah.
and it's taken 2 years for you guys to come to a space of even accepting or thinking that something like this may work,
Correct.
Yes.
right?
Right.
Yes.
And I will come back to that space where Madhu mentioned it this coming together helps in increasing exposure, building trust that generates sales.
Yes.
So help us understand, how does coming together helps you increase trust and generate sales?
See, first we have a go ahead.
Carry on. No, no, carry on. Carry on.
I believe we all have a common target. People who are looking for handmade stuff, sustainable material, natural stuff. So we do have a common thread there. And we are targeting a certain kind of audience. So it's easier for us to collaborate there, I feel. Um, Also, there is we've been doing whatever in our own fields for about couple of years. So we have gathered a certain audience and trust. When we collaborate, we also translate that trust to the other brands that we are recommending. If I am going to, if yeah, endorse something, it's if they trust my product, I can easily translate that to another person's product. So that way it has helped me. Like few of the customers of Chanchal and Shruti, they do contact me. They say, okay, I got your number from here, and so because they have bought their product and they trust it, it's easy for them to know that, okay, I can pick this up. So that's one of the points. And Madhu, to you.
So I would echo the same feeling. When we share each other's brands, let's say on social media, or mainly social media, because Instagram is a very powerful tool to reach to new clientele, not only in India but abroad. So I have inquiries coming from across the globe asking for various products from Chanchal, Risham, and Embar. As a result, we are able to reach to a newer clientele with lesser investment. So acquiring a new customer is one of the largest expense that a brand faces. We are able to reduce our expenses or the cost of acquiring a new customer through such collaboration. It is beneficial both ways. We are not only able to a larger audience, newer audience, but at a lower cost to the company. This cannot be emphasized more. And I think in the long run, as we become better with the collaboration on this, not only growing as individual brands, but we'll be doing more in 2020 has quite a few goals that we are planning to
Yeah,
achieve,
yeah.
not only as individual brands, but as a group. We are trying to solve certain problems that we face in operations. So as we get better in our own roles, I think the group will also get better in its role.
Interesting. Do we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
anything for Shruti and Chanchal to add to this?
No, I think it's the same thing, as it's more about trust, as in building trust and making sure that the audience also likes the audience we are reaching out. We have a common audience, basically. I think I
Yeah.
would just put it as that. We have a
Sustainable
common
business.
audience.
Yeah,
Yes,
sustainable business is the thread
yes,
that kind of puts four of you together, right?
yes,
Yes.
So
yes,
the first thing that you're cracking is to come together. There has to be something common. It can't be just
exactly.
random people coming
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
together,
it has to
right?
become.
Also, it has to be common thread, you common target audience, common price points. So all that matter. You can't, vary too much in that.
So
So
I would like to iterate that the first common thing is these are all women related brands.
hmm,
Uh, Majorly, mine is completely women.
hmm,
Risham's is completely women.
hmm.
Chanchal's is completely women. Embar has a larger audience, men as well as women. So as a
Hmm.
result, I think this puts us in a very good position to, and also we have a very defined audience. Our age group to a very broad limit is defined. As a
What
result, we
is
are
it?
so my bell curve peaks at 25 to 35, and I think we share similar bell curves with our demographic. This leads us to have an easier reach to an easier approach to our clients.
So what you've told me is the common thread for four of you to come together is sustainable businesses. All
Yes,
four are women brand. They
yes,
all
Yes.
target similar age group
yes.
Correct.
that is defined. The price point is similar. Am I right?
Yes,
The range is same.
Uh,
I have
almost similar.
kind
it's
of
a gamut, but yeah.
Yeah. So similar, not same. Does that work?
no, yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I'm missing?
No, I think it's correct. The
No,
information is
we're good
correct.
there.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay. So to come together, the first point is to look at people who are similar, who have something in common, because you can't just get
True.
everybody come and sit with you, right?
Yes.
So that's your common thread. Now, once you have something common, now what's the goal? You have this common, but why are you coming together? Was there any conversation? Okay, we're coming together for XYZ reasons, or you all have some goals, or what drives you?
So when
I
we were starting, I mean, when we started to meet, or when we first met, we didn't meet with a lot of number-driven goals. The idea was to form a community of entrepreneurs who are ready to explore opportunities and support each other. Support being the underlying, objective. And as we met and as we started to interact, we realized that there are a lot of results that came out of these meetings and came out of this collaboration.
Right.
So to answer to your question, was there a goal? No, the goal was to
No.
support. It wasn't a number driven goal, it wasn't a sales driven goal, it wasn't anything financial in nature. The idea was to support each other and see how we could explore the opportunity. Correct
So
me, lady, something to be added.
yeah, so the
In
goal
yeah.
was to support each other.
Yes.
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 Yeah. Okay. So now you have a common thread and you have a goal to support each other. Then what happens? So you guys meet once and you all realize you all can come together. That's
Yeah.
how it goes.
So
Yeah.
the first meeting was more introductory. We just chatted. Uh,
We just wanted to test the waters, wanted to see
Right.
how
yeah,
we were
most
together.
like an icebreaker. The first
Yeah.
meeting face to face was more like an icebreaker because I was
Yeah.
meeting Sapna and, for example, Srutiza for the first time. So
Right.
you can't collaborate from the word go. Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
The second meeting was more fruitful,
Right.
where we started even thinking about doing more concrete collaborations. I think the second meeting happened July or something, where we started talking more in concrete terms, how things are going, what can be done. By the time it was August, we had become more focused on what were the steps that we are going to take. Me, Srutiza, and Sapna Chanchal had already done visual Instagram content collaboration, and that fetched us massive results. We also started thinking about how we can have Sapna in such collaborations. So we started doing Instagram content sharing, and that led to a lot of positive results with our businesses. We also started thinking of doing pop-ups as a multi-brand pop-up. So that happened in September. Our first pop-up happened in end of September, but the talks and plans we started in August, and we met a couple of more times to iron out the issues and what can be figured out. So we met quite a few times to figure out what were the solutions to our problems.
Yeah.
So I
What
think
was the
the one,
problem?
yeah.
Mainly would be certain things would be logistic, certain things would be brand related. When four brands or five brands come together, um, there are certain things when you do a pop-up, you have to figure out as basic as the layout of the pop-up that
Yeah.
you, so that every brand gets its own spotlight, no brand is pushed back.
Yeah.
So this is also based on trust as a group, that each of us is respecting the other brand's space,
Correct.
aesthetic values, individuality. So nobody is trying to one up the other person. We respect each brand, and as a result, when we do a pop-up, equal opportunity, everybody in the group has equal opportunity to do their best in that pop-up.
Yeah.
True.
So also I would like to add that whenever you're having, so as you your question was on what next, right? What is the next step? So I don't think when we first met, it was like, we should have immediate, there has to be something tangible happening there. So it has to be a series of meetings. Only then
Yes.
you can understand each other's synergies and whether we actually gel together and how best we can move forward. So it is not a thing which, within one or two meetings it happens. So that is very important. And trust is very important in that. And the give and take has to be there. In your mind, it should not be that I'm trying to compete with the other person. That should not be there. If that is there, then, the entire essence of the group is lost.
Right.
Of
So,
course. Of course. Chanchal, Sapna, you want to add something?
No, I think
Uh,
they all
yeah.
have kind of
They kind
covered
of sufficed everything. Yes.
what we all kind of think. Yeah.
So what you are saying is again, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying you met first around May 2019. You kind of kept meeting almost until July, August to
Yeah.
Yes.
even kind of start getting to that space. Okay, we can collaborate, we can probably do something together.
Yeah.
And post that you started taking small steps. First being like a shoot between Chanchal, Madhu, and Shruti to go
Yeah.
ahead and do, and then probably a pop up between four of you and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
So what you're also telling us is, look, collaborations work. They work with strangers as well, but then give it its time. Don't hush up.
Yes.
At
This
this
was
time,
where we
have
stand
that
today.
space.
It has been a very organic growth.
Yeah,
We did not plan it this way. We
yeah.
met and it kind of led to this. Yes, there were somewhere in between, we did plan things. We did decide to meet, decide to do things together. But it has been a very organic growth. It has not been, okay, we meet, we do this. No, it has not been
Right.
that.
In fact, every time we have met without an agenda, but
Yeah,
by the end of the meeting, there has been a concrete outcome that has led to the next, next step,
Meaningful.
and
Yeah.
that's very organic.
Oh,
Therefore, people brainstorming, and then one idea would come, the other would support,
correct.
and that's how the chain would work. So all the meetings would have happened in such an organic way, but every meeting has led to some result, and
True,
that result
true,
is what has taken to the next step.
correct.
interesting. Very interesting. So do you want to give us some example, some citing on, okay, initially this is what we met and second meeting was for this reason. And
Uh, so, so if I take the example of our first meeting, we thought we will meet for an hour, and we ended up meeting for almost 4 hours. I mean, we
Yeah,
from
wow.
lunch to almost dinner, we were just talking and discussing, and we realized that we have a lot of challenges that are common to each of us.
Which are these
So
common challenges? You want to cite them?
legal issues,
yes,
how to solve our GST problems, which CA to use, how are we marketing, how are we creating our content, how are we reaching to a larger audience. The regular issues that a business in their growth stage gets in everyday challenges. So in that meeting, we realized we all have common challenges, and we started to help each other with those challenges. In the second meeting, we started to explore more how can we support each other. So I remember we kept this question that how can we all support each other in the next wave,
hmm,
and that there came the idea of doing the content together. And then we thought of planning, doing some pictures together, doing some fun videos together. So this is how one led to another. It's not that in the first meeting we thought we'll all come together and do a great photo shoot and it's going to really help all of us. No, we didn't know. It all happened very organically. And when we did our first content shoot, we thought about coming together as a group and doing the pop-up together,
true.
because we
Yeah,
realized that there's a power in being together, right? And we all wanted to take care, I mean, exploit that opportunity of coming together. And hence the first pop-up happened. And then when we realize that yes, people are coming and they are meeting and they're liking what we are doing together, they want to buy from us as we come together, then we thought, why not also do it more number of times in other formats. So this is how one has led to another step.
Interesting. So what you're saying is, initially when you
Mhm.
met just to catch up with no agenda, but
yeah,
something that was in focus was how can we support each other, and
true.
that kind of led you guys come together. Also, you realize you had some business issues that were pretty much common between all of you, and you wanted to like have them resolved. And why do it alone when you can do something together?
Correct.
Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Mhm. Yep. Tell me. Madhu, you were saying something? No. All right. Okay. So now that so officially you all are together since June, July, I can say, because you all did some shoot, then you all did your pop up, right? So
Yes.
what's
Yes.
the discipline like? How does the group work? How often you meet, and what do you get from each other on a day to day basis, or is there a structure?
So we talk often, but we meet, let's say, once in 2 months
Mm-hmm.
on an average. Also, since I live in a slightly further away location, me and Srutiza sometimes we can meet for a small one-to-one meeting, and Chanchal and Sapna they meet sometimes for one-to-one. But as a group, on an average, we meet once in 2 months almost.
And we
So
are
you have
continuously chit-chatting on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Because every day we have some question or the other.
So
So
virtually, we meet each other every day. Let me put it like this. And there is no rule-based meeting that we do. Whenever we feel that now is the right time and the need of meeting, we do it. And knowing that we all four, live at certain places and there's a distance to be covered, we try to keep the physical meetings to the minimum. But as and when there is a need, we always meet. Also, coming to the discipline, I think the one discipline that we all follow is to respect the group and respect individual brands. One thing we all do is that whenever we all come as a group, the group interest is always at the top.
yes.
The
True.
moment we are representing our group, the group interest is always at the top, and each brand in that group will be respected for their ethos. None of us like to compromise in what we do, and that's something that we all respect about each other. The reason we are still together is the fact that we all are extremely passionate about what we do. So I love what MB does, what Shrutiza does, what Sapna does, and hence it's a lot more easier for me to connect with their brands.
True.
And
True.
that's the
I
core discipline that we follow, and everything else kind of falls. For women, talk a lot whenever we feel like, okay, there is time, there is a need, let's meet.
I think the enthusiasm that each of us, or the passion that each of us shares for their own brand, was one of the driving factor for us coming together. Uh,
True.
there are not only good days, there are bad days that a entrepreneur encounters. When the group is working at a high energy level, you are also uplifted to that energy
True.
level. So each brand brings a certain energy or a certain aesthetic value, or let's say a marketing strategy to the group, which sometimes makes you open up to a new way of thinking. So this, I think, is a major binding factor for the group, that what each individual brand contributes to the group.
Yeah.
interesting. So what you're saying is being honest to each other,
Yes.
trusting each other, and liking or probably respect each the all the brands on the table
Yes.
is the core of your coming together. Okay.
True.
Yes.
Now within this space, like Madhu just mentioned, that of course there are good days and bad days, and the team helps you uplift oneself. Would you like to share some of these experiences, how the team supported each one of you? Like any two of you can cite anything that comes to your mind, how your bad days were turned into good days just by the team.
So
Any?
Well, okay.
it is said that misery finds happiness in spreading itself.
Mhm.
So there are days when I would have a challenging day, or maybe a new project is not cracking up, or encountering production issues, or it can be any of these which would have led to a low productivity day, and hence I would be in a downward curve of mood. For example, I would be in a low mood, but when I talk to these girls, they bring me up just by talking about new opportunities, what they are doing next with their strategies, what plans they have. So it makes me excited to think about the future. It is just one bad day, it doesn't define anything, but
Yeah,
sometimes you need help to
yeah,
get over that particular bad day.
yeah. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Anybody else wants to add up?
So I can also say my most recent, as in I was in an event, a 5-day event. My expectations of the event were a lot more than what was actually happening. So I did message out, okay, this is not happening. As in, I need some, it's not what I expected. So very sweet of the girls that they said, okay, fine, share something, and they all shared whatever put it up on my story on their accounts. They shared the same
Okay.
story across to all of them.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
it's not about the sales, or it's not something tangible that, I got this much, they shared this much, and I made this much sales, but it's just a feeling that I'm part of a group, and they are there behind me,
Yeah.
supporting
Yeah.
me and doing, they're not thinking about, why am I sharing her stuff, or, why, what is she, what am I going to gain?
Yeah.
So, that's really nice, and I really appreciate that.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. So you got me to another interesting question there. Why are they sharing my story, or why should I share her story? So this specifically goes out to Chanchal, Shruti. You guys are in the same space of jewelry. Of course,
Mm.
you different jewelry, but same space of jewelry. So how
Mm.
did it work for both of you? Like, did it not cross your mind that, कभी कभी you think कस्टमर ने उससे लिया तो मुझसे तो शायद नहीं लेगा, या उसके बारे में पता चल गया, या क्या हम संग में आ सकते, सेम इंडस्ट्री. Does that
Uh,
Did that ever cross your mind? No.
No. So
So,
I think the thing is, so our style of jewelry styles are very different. The way we look at things are very different. Our styling is very different. So at no point of time did I ever think that it's ever going to be a competition ever. Because, and I also believe that if a customer wants, if and they will buy.
yeah,
If the customer really likes your stuff, they will buy. If they'll not buy it today, they'll buy it tomorrow.
yeah,
That's something very important, when especially when you're in business, it should not be like, abhi mujhe chahiye. And I'm sure that when you're building up a customer base, it's a slow thing. It's a very slow process, but it does happen. So you want to
yeah.
add something, Chanchal?
Yeah, no, I'll go back to what you just said. In fact, we both do jewelry. We both do heritage jewelry. Srutiza brings, a very old heritage beading form of jewelry, and I bring the brass handcrafted brass jewelry that's called dokra. So it's a very one. The both of these jewelry have very different aesthetics. But at the same time, the jewelry segment is one, and of course there'll be clashes in what a customer is going to buy. But I don't think that in our heads we've ever competed with each other in a way where I would like to steal her customer or she would like to steal mine. In fact, we've always shared our customer base. I
Yeah.
know of customers who have bought from me the Dokra jewelry, and who've also bought from Shrutiza her bead jewelry. So we feel that it's a big pie. Everybody will get what they deserve, and at the end, if we start competing, then the whole essence of collaboration is taken away. So the idea is to believe in coming together and making each other stronger than taking away each other's pie. So the perception is never a threat perception. It's always the opportunity perception that we've had right from the beginning.
Wow, I agree. It's about creating opportunity, and of course,
Absolutely.
that's where life is, and that's what collaboration is all about. So, before we close, one tip that you want to share about collaboration.
Um,
What would you want to tell people who are looking to collaborate and are constantly thinking, okay, what to look for, what to not look for?
Trust and
go in with
honesty.
a yeah, go in with a very open mind. Not be open to it. It'll grow into something. So
Right.
go there with a very open mind.
Yeah. And don't be afraid of taking a risk.
Mm.
Yeah.
When you are exploring, there will be pros and cons. If you go with the right intention, I'm sure something or the other will work out. So, as
Yeah.
Shrutita said, trust, integrity is very important in a collaboration. And you have to first ask, what do you bring on the table for the group, instead of asking, what does the group brings for me? The
True.
moment you start to put out what you can bring on the table, it is just going to grow for everybody. The pie is going to keep growing for everybody. So every time we have discussed, we have always tried to put on the table what we as a brand or what we as individuals are, ready to put on the table. So it's as easy as just sharing one of the examples. There are so many customers that Madhurima, Sapna, and Srutiza have, and never they have hesitated in sharing about me with their customers. So they have, so in a way, they are putting their brands on the table. They are letting me know that Chanchal, you can trust us because we are together. And hence, putting that risk is very important. Exploring with a very open mind and being open to risk are the two important criteria whenever you collaborate.
Also, it makes it very easy because I think we almost all of us mutually respect what everybody else is doing, and we love everybody else's product. So it's much easier for us to like put it up and say, you know what, just look at this amazing thing I found out, and I also know her. So
I
Yeah.
would add belief in your own products, an absolute blind belief and confidence and trust in the brand that you're building. You need to be very sure of what you are planning to do with your
yeah,
brand. If you are confident, you're not going to get threatened by competition or somebody else doing good, because nobody's journey is the same. No two brands share the same curve of growth. Some would be slow, some would be fast, some would go down faster. So if you have a belief in your own product, then it becomes, you're way more secure in your space. Then collaborations become easier to work with, because you're not threatened that if I work with somebody and the other person does better than do, what does it take away from me? Because you're not asking that question anymore. You are in a space where you have faith in your product, you have faith in yourself, and hence you're open to experimenting with newer ideas and
Yeah.
sharing information. We
Absolutely.
share information because we each of us is very confident in our own space.
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody growing doesn't mean that I'm not going to grow.
correct.
Interesting.
So true.
Chanchal, Shruti, you want to add something?
No, that's
No.
it. That's it.
No?
Yes.
So guys, what you're saying is believe in oneself. When you believe
Right.
in oneself, you basically are not afraid of competition. When you're not afraid
Yeah.
of competition, collaboration kind of becomes a little more easier. While collaborating, trust and respect people and brands that
Very
you work
important.
with.
Yeah.
Very, very important. You need to genuinely like, probably love the person you're collaborating with to kind of have that onus in his or her work, right? So I have a question from one of our viewer here. Are you selling as a group brand or as individual brands and cross selling? Who
Individual
would?
brands and cross.
We
Individual
are
brand.
always individual brands.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. So coming back to this whole trust bit, okay, and the whole space where you're saying that when these brands come together, you have to have confidence in oneself so that you don't feel challenged. So do you do anything to keep everybody equal, like, or do you, like, do you have that space where somebody thinks, or when you're ideating and there are ideas, okay, with ideas this happen always. Um, I have this idea. I don't want to share it with somebody. I want to have it for my brand. But you're a team, so do you have that kind of a space?
I think as
Have
a
you?
as an individual, there are always certain things that we will keep it to ourselves, because I myself might not be 100% sure of what I'm trying to do. Once, also it's an individual call. If I think that this is going to be beneficial for the whole group, or an opportunity which is going to be beneficial for the whole group, then I would share it. If something which is at a very high level of experimenting, that I would like to first do it myself to figure out what is the feasibility of the idea, and then if it gives me results and there is any progress, then maybe I'll share it with the group. But it's an individual call. I think
Yeah,
this call, everybody takes it at the individual level.
individual
True.
level.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. So, guys, today what you have helped us understand about collaboration over competition is this. I'm summarizing it. Tell me if I missed something, okay? First, we need to have something common. In your case, it's common industry, it is common clientele, and common price point that has worked for you. Another thing that's worked for you guys is you all kind of like each other's products. You'll kind of aesthetically connect with each other. That brings in that trust and respect for each other. All right. Once you have this, you need to have a goal. In your case, your common goal that you mentioned was to just support each other was the goal that you came up with. Is that right to say that?
Yes.
And when you met for the first time, you're saying when you meet, don't come from the zone of what's in for me, but come from the zone of what I can offer. Because when you
Yeah,
say what I can offer, the pie increases. So
true,
you had like a common thread, then you had a common goal and the common integrity of how I can support my fellow members and look at doing things together. So that was your starting point. To reach there, it has taken you multiple years of knowing each other and multiple months of conversation with each other. Am I right?
true.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And from there starts of for you to come together and probably start supporting each other in real time. Am I right?
Yes.
That
Yes.
has results like probably ideating together, developing content for each other, doing shoots for each other, pulling up each other in their low times, and also
True.
promoting for each other, right?
Yes, yes.
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 Absolutely.
So what's the future like? What kind of collaborations are we looking at more? I mean, anything that y'all have thinking and you would like to share with us?
2020, we are doing more pop-ups. We are planning to do more content sharing, more innovative way of content sharing, growing as a brand, as a group. So 2020, we are, in fact, we are going to start planning for 2020 next week onwards.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So as a group
Yes,
also we have come together and formed something called the Baksa Collective. I think Chanchal mentioned. So we
yes.
plan to do more pop-ups using, the Baksa Collective
Under
as a,
Baksa, yes.
yeah, under the Baksa Collective. Yes.
Why a Baksa Collective?
So we are
Is
a
it
It's
around
group
the
of,
full of goodies.
what all you
Trunk,
would put into
trunk full
Baksa.
of good things.
So baksa is a Hindi word for a trunk, right? So
Yeah,
it's a trunk full of these wonderful things that we all
Wonderful
put
stuff.
in.
yeah. I hope there's hen meets where this Baksa comes with things for us to not buy but just to share, huh?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Do it.
No, I'm sure we'll generate business for you guys. Okay,
I'm sure it
so the final question. Okay, before that, let me see if I missed out any question from any viewer. No. All right, so the final question. Hashtag gratitude always leaves you with so much positive energy. So it's your time to share and tell us what did you learn from your fellow members. Each one can talk about one quality. Keep it crisp and short. We are done with 57 minutes. We have 3 more
All
minutes
right.
to go.
Okay. So
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
will
I
start.
shall
s-
we start?
I'll speak.
Yep.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I speak for myself. I tend to go into these phases of inertia after I'll set a goal for a month, and if in case I reach it, I will be in inertia for a very long time. During those times when I look at the chatty group where they're talking about, okay, how do we do this? How do we do that? It kind of starts me to, I start jogging again, and it revs me up. I have to, okay, keep going, do not slow down. So for me, this group has been a way of keeping me on my toes and making me do things and not taking it slow, which is something which I do quite often. So they have kept me on my toes, and thank you for that, all of you.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Next, who goes?
So I'll go.
I do. So each of these members are very inspiring. Chanchal is very focused in her product lines. She has a bag and jewelry, and she's equally focused in her product lines. Sapna is she has very in-depth knowledge of her product line. I think that's a very admiring quality. Um, Srutiza, she not only is a fabulous mom, she's a fabulous entrepreneur as well. Having two high priority things in your life and uh, doing good at each is, I think, amazing. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and each of these women are very inspiring.
Nice. Nice. Thank you, Madhu.
I'm loving listening to all of this. Please more and more. Okay.
Chanchal, now it's your
Yeah.
turn.
Yes. Okay. Um, What I love about Sapna is her passion about natural, all things natural. And in the last 3 years that I have known her, I have in fact changed so many things personally, learning from her, right from my skincare to my hair care and whatnot. So I love her knowledge and passion in skincare and in natural, in natural herbs. So that's one thing. About Madhurima, she's extremely ambitious, extremely driven. Uh, any point of time, if any of us is low, we know we just have to
Yes.
call Madhurima. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
and we all should. So that's one thing about Madhurima. Srutiza is a very detail oriented and a very meticulous person.
True.
Sometimes, if we kind of miss out on any of the detailing, she will just bring that aspect to it. So that's one thing. Hats off to her. She'll just bring, the entire picture together. So yeah. So these are the things that I love about them, and this is what I've learned, and I'm trying to learn from each of them on every single day.
Wow,
Yeah.
nice.
Thank
Shruti.
you. Yeah. So I have learned. So let me just put it initially. I have loved everything about the group, and especially from Chanchal and Madhurima. I think they are the reason why I actually registered my company, because I was
True.
like,
Same here.
I was like, yeah, let me think about it. But it's very important to have a legal form, so it makes me more serious about things.
Yeah. Yeah.
About Madhurima, she's very focused, very confident, and I love her confidence about how she handles things. Chanchal. She's very self-disciplined, and has to, there's a lot of discipline in her, and very enterprising girl, I must say, and I love that about her. Sapna is very calm, as in, when you look at her, she's like, okay, and it calms you down, it brings you down to earth, and she's very passionate about her skincare, and I love her products always.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
yes, love the group. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
nice, nice
There's
guys.
so much to learn from
So
each and every one of them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, of course. So I have a last question before I do a closing. We
Mhm.
have a question that is: do you think of increasing your bandwidth in terms of your collective, in terms of products? Is what she means. Do you think of increasing your bandwidth in terms of your collective? I think this is coming
Mhm.
because you call yourself Baksa Collective.
Right.
So the question is around, do you also think that you would go ahead have more products in your
So,
line?
as an individual, I think what the next year or the next 2 years have, uh, we cannot predict. But right now, we are trying to secure the footholding of the group, so that we are more clear about our 2020 goals, what are the implementing items that we can do in 2020. So once that is clearer, we'll be in a better position to predict what next for the group. Right now we are still figuring out what should be, how the group should function. So we are still learning. We have always, as entrepreneurs as well, we are learning on the job. So as a group as well, we are learning out, figuring out stuff. So right now we cannot predict how the group will be in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else wants to take this up?
No, I agree with Madhurima. I think we are founding our we are kind of creating our foundation. We want to be really strong before we can build on it. So right now the intention and all the energy is going to be just building what we have right now.
Yeah.
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 I would just like to bring in a thought process here. Sometimes what happens is when we come together as team with different people and we think, okay, it's happening, it's moving, and very quickly we start thinking, okay, let's just come together, let's just start consolidating. I've realized that doesn't work. Where you are, where the story is, it of course makes a lot more sense. Individual brands working with their niche, coming together, giving some more time to each other, and then probably seeing how it goes. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a wise thing to even look at, right? Collaborations take a lot of time. We must never rush into it. We must give it enough time. And that's exactly what four of you have taught us once again. And thank you so much, guys. Um,
Thank
Before we
you.
close, let me say my working with all four of them, Chanchal, Madhu, Sapna, Shruti, I've been working to put this session together for almost 15 to 30 days, they have also put me on radar. Every comment, every post gets a response so quickly that you have to just leave things and get to work. So guys, thank you so much for all this energy and all the best. And I hope to come to
Thank
your
you.
next pop-up for sure.
Oh,
Absolutely.
love to
Thank
have
you
you.
We'd
very
love
Come
to
much.
on
have you.
Saturday. Come on
Yes.
this Saturday to Raintree, and you'll meet all four of us.
Yes, we
Oh
are at
wow.
the Bespoke Bazaar, each of
Yes.
our brands, and do drop by. We have lots of good stuff. You're
Absolutely.
gonna love
Super.
it.
Yeah.
You may want to leave
And
the link for people to follow up from there,
absolutely.
guys. Yeah.
Yes.
Will do.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you
You
so
can
much,
you
guys.
can
Thank you
follow
so much.
each of us on Instagram. I'm Madhurima B18 on Instagram, and you will get the event details there.
Yeah.
I will do something. I will put all your links on the with your thread so that
Yeah.
everything's out there and people can reach out to each one of you.
Thank
Works?
Yes.
you. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Ruchi.
Thank you
Cool.
so much.
Thank you
All
very much.
right, guys.
It was
Thank
fun.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
All the best. See you soon. Bye.
Thank
It
you.
was
Bye.
Bye.
amazing. Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.